are going to try to do this.
This is what it looks
In
like.
the basement, there's something like big enough, we are going to try to do this in one take. I need my goal. I think I can make it happen. So welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my dopamine crashes that I noticed were happening last year while I do my makeup. I'm just going to see how this looks. I like it warmer, but this is too blue. This is in between. We'll just stick with this. So for a while now, I've intentionally been building lower energy routines. It's in my content. If you guys have followed me for a while, you've probably seen it. I think I have a lower energy routine day post on Instagram or something. I'll keep it up here. So if you're wondering what lighting I have, I'm using this today. So yeah, of course I'm in the basement, so the lighting is not ideal in terms of natural lighting, but the window is right there and then the room lighting is all on. I just thought I'd mention that because my lighting always looks different. That's because it is always different, or a lot of the time. Actually, I've been using these lower energy routines in the morning and in the evenings, and on days where I feel really tired. I saw this post about your makeup base is ready if something like sticks to your face. So I really think this actually could be even tackier, but we'll go with it. Then after I started vlogging and editing footage, I started to notice a pattern, and it almost kept coming up for me until I fully acknowledged it. I started noticing that after things that really activated me socially and emotionally and physically, because this all happened after a workout at the gym. Anyways, I would dip really low afterwards. Not just low, but lower than my baseline. So it was almost like I was worse off than how I had started in the morning on that day or before the workout itself. I think the important thing to say here, it wasn't like huge dopamine hits or what other people might think, or big dopamine hits like going skydiving. It was like a pretty normal intensity workout, which I guess to me is now high intensity. Definitely didn't realize how visible it was until I started vlogging and editing those vlogs. Basically on the day where I actually clocked it, it was a morning after a workout. I was dancing in the car. When I got home, before I got home, I went to the grocery store. I picked up a prescription and I got some really yummy food. I ate breakfast with my dog outside, and then I went downstairs to take a shower. My room is in the basement. It wasn't like I felt euphoric or manic or anything. I just felt like myself just was mostly happy and bubbly, and I was just feeling like myself. After the shower, I think I was like sitting right here. The room was a bit darker, the lights weren't on. Maybe that's part of the problem, I don't know. But I just suddenly felt so low and it hit me really hard. Everything just felt so heavy, and I just felt like being in my room, not even just being in my room, being in a dark room, not doing anything. And it's terrible, honestly. It's happened to me even when I'm not at home. So maybe it's not just about being in a dark room. Yeah, it's definitely to do with the level of activation, because I've been in a space where I was not in a dark room and it still happened. So essentially my body slows down and I feel like my speech gets slower. I think that's kind of visible too, and I just look low all of a sudden. Stop wanting stimulation and start to feel really drawn to just being in a dark room, pulling away, not doing anything. This again because it's important. It's not a return to baseline. It's not like I have a dopamine hit and then I go back to how I was before the dopamine hit. I actually go lower than how I was before the activation period. And then once I started seeing the pattern more clearly, I couldn't unsee it. It became really hard to ignore and easier to spot. Now I can trace the shift, which is great. I already had an idea of what helps me after or during when I'm feeling low. I've talked about it before on, again, like I said, on Instagram and TikTok. But it was like I could connect everything better after that, which has been great for me. Biologically speaking, dopamine lows are followed after dopamine highs. I guess I just mainly didn't realize that I was getting dopamine highs from things that I didn't really think would make me, from activities that I didn't really see as a dopamine high. Oddly enough, what helps bring me back out of it is an intense stimulation. I think I'm gonna do more powder. It's slow stimulation. So things like cooking myself dinner or being outside, going for a walk with my dog, cleaning, quieter routines, gradual, slow activities. I don't fully understand all of it, or myself. I'm still working on all of that, but I just wanted to make this video. I think a lot of people move through life without noticing their own patterns and behaviors, and I think once you start noticing a pattern or behavior, it becomes easier to change it or adapt. And I just feel like a lot of the times there's a simple solution once you're aware of the issue or the problem at hand. Enough, I actually feel like it's happening less now that I've picked up on it, or maybe I'm just responding to it better. And I looked at the camera, that was perfect. What it is, I just feel like since I realized it, I've just been happier, because I think knowing myself or understanding myself better or being able to trace patterns, it helped lift my spirits a lot and was a huge turning point for me last year. So there you go. Just doing my mascara. I just feel like I won back some control over my life after this observation, and yeah. Guys, I'm done with this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this sit down, get ready with me style story time and self-observation or reporting of learnings, whatever you want to call it. I never know what to call it, which is why my titles are like hybrid titles. There is the finished look. I'll get closer. Very basic. Very usually what I do. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.